Hello, Sag. Welcome back to my channel, Sagittarius. My name is Nicole. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome to Intuitive Garden Tarot. And if you're not watching on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel there. I would really appreciate all the support I can get. And if you like and share my videos, click on the notification bell. That helps me even more. If you would also like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that at my website, intuitivegardentarot.org. All the information is there. Okay, let's dig in, Sagittarius, to your current energy. We just went through a massive spring equinox and eclipse portal. So much energy shifting. Mercury went direct yesterday and Venus is going direct on Sunday. So let's see where you are right now with your energy, Sagittarius. We have the Six of Wands here, the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Wands in reverse, the Hermit, and the Ten of Pentacles. So no major arcana. It seems like a energy you can work with, and it's malleable here. So let's see what wants to come through. So in the recent past, looks like you maybe had to make some tough decisions and possibly even cut someone out of your life or cut contact with someone or more than one person or a situation. And there's something, I'm just seeing Raven energy come through here very strongly. Never noticed that before. Look at this Knight of Swords is riding on this Raven. And the sun is really bright in the background, but there's a lot of darkness that he's moving through and a lot of fog. So, something in your inner wisdom, I think, is guiding you to cut through that fog, or has been guiding you, so that more light can come through. Okay, so this is also letting your light codes come in, your light body come more into your physical form, and being very discerning and using your knowledge and intellect to cut out what is in the way of that. So that's been definitely in your awareness, and let's move on and see if you're still doing that, or if you're doing great. This is a card of victory and rising above, so it looks like you did make some really good decisions that may have been difficult. But you're really tuned in to see how this wand is kind of tuned into that cosmic center of the universe, if you will. That's why I'm seeing that. So this figure is successfully channeling whatever energy, messages, guidance is necessary to level up and again to rise above whatever's been maybe holding you down or at a lower frequency. So this is excellent. Great job, Sagittarius. You can be proud, and know that your guides are quietly cheering you on in the background. I'm seeing that too. They're proud of you. They see what you're doing. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here, which is about working together to build something, a solid foundation, collaboration. Sometimes it's about mentorship. In this deck, it has a really different vibe. And I'm super tuned into the rainbow in her hands. Look at the rainbow shades in her hands. Wow. And then those geometric patterns, if you will, or floral patterns around her chest, shoulders, arms. There's something in there. Just a moment here. Okay, you're building a bridge for yourself and others to a higher state of being and consciousness. Wow. Some of you might be very in tune with sacred geometry. That's also coming through. If you're not, I encourage you to just do a Google search, see what comes up, and look at the different geometries and patterns. They're gorgeous and beautiful, kind of like looking through a kaleidoscope. They're all sacred, if you will, and in mathematic coherence. That's the best way I understand them. And maybe tune into one or two and see if one inspires you. You might even want to print off a picture of it. There's the printer. The picture she printed off. She's holding that. Okay. So you might want to tune into a frequency instead of a thought right now or a feeling. I think that's going to go far for you, Sagittarius. This is a very unique message. I've never gotten this before. Um, and I'm even seeing it like a pot for a house plant instead of a piece of paper that she printed off of her printer. Um, Something's going to grow here. And again, that's the energy of the Three of Pentacles. You are starting to tune into the possibility of growing something more beautiful than has existed before. To me, this feels like creating new Earth, 5D Earth. Some of you might be very tapped into that and working with others on that consciously in a very practical way. But I do want to say I'm feeling there's some heaviness in here too that I want to address. And we'll see if we need more advice on how or what to do with that. But there's a lot of heavy ancestral energy kind of weighing on you. And if you can tune into that and transform that in some way, I don't think that's something you want to get rid of. There is power in there and there's creative potential in there. But it seems you haven't quite synced up with that yet. So in the center of the reading, the overall atmosphere, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is showing me these spores, like dandelion spores that blow in the wind and plant their seeds everywhere. And the Ace of Pentacles is very much about planting a seed, and she's holding this, what looks to me like a house plant pot in her hand. So you might want to actually get your hands in the earth. And this is advice, take it or leave it, but you might want to consciously pot a new plant. It can be small, something you can maintain, and with an intention, and nurture and water that plant and give it what it needs to grow. Tune into what kind of light it needs. Is it in the right place in your environment? Because something wants to grow. And by having a relationship with that houseplant, I think you might get an idea or a spark of something that comes through that you weren't seeing before. Just a suggestion, if that sounds intriguing to you. Oop, maybe you didn't hear that, but there was some screeching tires out there. Okay. That's all I'm getting with that. So the Ten of Wands in reverse. I'm feeling this can go two ways, and you decide which one applies more to you. Let's first talk about the upright position here. Upright, the Ten of Wands, is about carrying a heavy load, doing that spiritual work. And in this deck in particular, it's quite a load, and it's backbreaking. It looks like she's just ready to sit down, or maybe even sitting down. And speaking of sitting down, that was my first impression, is that maybe some of you aren't wanting to do the work right now. Maybe this sounds like a lot. Maybe that's the look on her face here, like, ugh, And her hair is what is symbolic to me of all that ancestral darkness that is behind you, is a part of you. And it's kind of a drag, right? But by really making safe space for yourself to maybe go into those dark places with your lantern. Her lantern is so golden and warm, and she's actually in this bubble inside the earth. And notice the eye on the top of that dark circle that she's in this hermit card. You are very much being watched over. You are safe with whatever it is you need to explore. Don't forget to ask for guidance, ask for your guides, angels, whatever is your belief system. Tap in your higher self, tap into what do you need to see? What needs to come to light and be healed right now? And don't hesitate to ask for help with that, or guidance in where to go or who to connect with and consult with, because the Three of Pentacles is also about finding a mentor, a therapist, somebody knowledgeable, who can share their wisdom with you, because they have experience. And this is followed by the Ten of Pentacles, which is further supporting this message. Ten of Pentacles, again, is an ancestral legacy card. It's a generational legacy of abundance, wealth, coming together in unity. So imagine that your ancestors, and they may be all you, they may be all the lives you lived before that you consider your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and beyond. To some extent down the line, whatever lineage or energy you hold around you, whether it's in your actual traceable lineage in this lifetime or not, that energy is a part of you, and it is supporting you, and it is your strength. So again, tune into her hair and the look on her face. So imagine that is how that old energy feels about being stuck and just flowing in that old, same old heaviness. And now tune into this golden light, which is just like that warmth right here in her lantern. It is much golder and warmer than in other decks, the way they use the color here. So by connecting with your ancestors, all that heavy gray hair will turn into all these golden pentacles, and they will be your strength, your abundance, perhaps even unlocking prosperity for you in the actual literal sense. It could very much mean that for you, Sagittarius. So it's totally worth doing the work. And on that note, I'm going to tune into the other interpretation of the Ten of Wands in reverse. I'm seeing, how these wands are kind of just tied to her with this red scarf almost. And by being upside down, which is a reference to the Hanged One, who willingly puts themselves upside down to look at things more from an enlightened perspective, from a different perspective, which allows expanded consciousness. And guess what? In doing so, all those wands can just fall away, and all that weight can be lifted off. The burden, the heaviness of that hair can suddenly be uplifted. And look at the hair, if you will, on this figure, speaking of uplifted, how it's flowing and connected to consciousness, connected to higher self. There's a lot of potential here. If you can go inward, tap into your guides, all the energy around you, they all want to help you. You just have to ask. I think you'll find that you have an abundance of support that you did not know was there before. So that's really beautiful. Let's finish up for you, Sagittarius, with a message from the garden. And remember, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you may do so at intuitivegardentarot.org. Grounding, of course. It's the key to everything. Potato. That might even be a food you want to connect with, ingest, and really tune into the frequency of. See the sun and the moon at the top here. And there is Virgo energy as well, which is earth energy and healing energy. So connecting with the earth right now, that's again why she's surrounded by these vines. She's in the earth, inside the earth, because the earth is actually supporting you. It supports all of us. It nourishes us. It gives us life, and it anchors us, and it gives us a place to release what's heavy, what needs to be let go of, that long gray heavy hair, and to refresh and grow anew with the sun bringing new crops and new growth with what we have left to be decomposed and recycled by the earth to grow into something new. And in doing so, I think you'll see the light, and you'll feel more, you'll feel that heaviness really isn't weighing you down anymore. It can just be that simple and that quick, that it can just be released. And you can be in the light of the sun, I think, easier than you think and sooner than you think is what's coming through. All right, Sagittarius, very interesting reading. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.